Hello, everybody. I'm Aiden Brueck, joined with legendary Canton repository sports writer Mike Popovich, and we are here for the Letter Live from the University of Dayton. We're in Dayton, Ohio for a special contest today. Obviously, if you can't tell, everything's a little bit gold-plated on the channel today. We are here for the Division III State Championship between Louisville and Cincinnati Aiken. Mike, it has been a pleasure covering this Louisville squad all year. I'm so excited that we get to bring you an audio stream of the game today, and it's just going to be electric here. You can already see the entire community from Louisville are showing out. Obviously, UD Arena is very big. It's you know, way bigger than the field house, but Louisville are showing out. It's a lot of blue, not a lot of purple, so I mean, it's going to be a great atmosphere today, Mike.
Well, when we began our basketball broadcast journey together, it was Louisville versus Talmadge. November 27th, I believe, was the date. And appropriately, on the final day of our basketball broadcast this season, we're watching Louisville play for a state championship. And I don't think a lot of people are surprised to see Louisville here. This is the goal they've wanted to reach, was to get to this game and win this game. And this has been a process really that has started, Tom Siegfried said this week, when these guys were 9, 10 years old, this senior class.
I believe he calls them his little dribblers.
His little dribblers, there you go. He always talked about how he used to coach his high school team, get dinner, and then he would work out with this group of seniors when they were 9 or 10 years old. So this has been, like I said, an 8 to 9 year journey to get here, and they're here, and they're one step away from winning it all.
You want to talk about long-term investments. I don't care about the interest, really, but this right here has been a long-term investment for the agents for Siegfried. I mean, you look at the guys who've been playing on his roster for all these years. Obviously, you got his son playing for him. You got Aiden Brueck. Ted Alchancic's been with them. Avery Andrechik's been with them. I mean, this team was built to win a state championship, and now, I mean, it's right in front of them, but they still have to get through Cincinnati Aiken. Aiken currently 27-1 on the season. They have only one loss on the year, 78-76 to Trotwood Madison, and later avenged that with a 20-point beating in the regional final against Madison. I mean, they're averaging 81.5 points a game as a team, only letting up about 55 points per game a team. This Aiken team is special. I mean, it's only one letter removed from my name, so.
Well, you know, and this is, we saw Louisville, that big comeback they had against Garfield Heights to get to this game last week at the field house, rallying from 11 down, scoring the final 12 points of that ball game. And this Aiken team has had a similar journey. They have had to come back in games to get to this game. So, two teams that have, had some decisive wins, but have had their challenges in the tournament, and they've been able to overcome them.
Without a doubt, Mike. Now, before we start our broadcast from Dayton today, I mean, obviously it's already started, but before we get into the meat on the bone here, we have a little video prepared for Louisville, and we're going to bring you through their state championship run. So let's kick it over there. We got a couple of things to do here. Akron North, what a Braden Gross steal. Back to Devin Bailey, putting it back up. We're kicking things off again with the Siegfried 3. Remember, this is the first game of the playoffs. They're playing at home. They got a home court advantage. Another 3. That's Devin Bailey from the stripe. And we just keep going. I mean, this team just keeps unloading.
Yeah, the second straight year Louisville's opened the postseason against Akron North, and the second year in a row a decisive win. There's a steal and a 3 from Avery Andrechik, and Louisville finishes out a decisive win over Akron North.
And after that, they go on to take Cuyahoga Falls in the, I believe, district semifinal. This is Avery Andrechik putting up big numbers. I mean, it was just electric in that arena.
Yeah, another decisive win for Louisville that day. That sends them to the district championship game against Northwest. And this
Over
is
here now. Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, this game against Northwest was crazy, okay? I mean, I couldn't be there, but I saw everything that was going on. I mean, it was a barrage to start from Louisville. 20-0 run to start the game for the Leopards, and it was 20-4 at the half. Or, excuse me, it was 20-4 at the end of the first quarter. Excuse me. I mean, what a game. After Northwest. Excuse me. We're not necessarily finished with this one. Apologies. After Northwest, they win the district championship, and they move on. Columbus St. Francis de Sales. Alchancic lighting things up with a layup to start, I believe. There he goes.
Yeah,
what a fake.
It is.
There it is. Now, then, de Sales fight back, like violently fight back.
Yeah, this was the first game Louisville was really challenged here in the postseason.
Taking things in now. That's Gross in the post. Takes it down. Gives it to Marshall. He's got one. And after that, Louisville. They are headed to the Elite Eight.
Yes.
After that one, regional finals. They've got to look at it.
Yeah, they didn't show it highlights in here, but Devin Bailey in overtime had a huge three to get Louisville started, and they go on to win 51-46.
Shout out to Leopard Nation for providing us with the highlights from these games. Couldn't be done without them. After that, we have Bishop Hartley. Bishop Hartley, their toughest challenge yet. They pull up back into the Columbus Expo, or the Ohio Expo Center, and just get things done. Bishop Hartley, a lot like the Cincinnati Aiken team that we're about to see, just fired on all cylinders. They're able to get it done inside out, and I mean, what a start from Bishop Hartley against Louisville. Didn't matter though, obviously.
Now Louisville fights back here. A layup from Devin Bailey, another big shot for Devin Bailey. He drew the foul, completed the and one, and Louisville runs out the clock on a regional championship win over Bishop Hartley.
And after Hartley, we've got Garfield Heights, their most dangerous opponent yet. Mr. Basketball, Marcus Johnson, on this Garfield Heights squad, leading them, had 15 in the third quarter alone. This guy was lighting things up. But it wasn't enough because Braden Gross stormed out with 19 points in the first half. This kid, like I said, was electric.
Yeah, Marcus Johnson, as you said, boy, he was electric too for Garfield Heights that day. Garfield Heights storms out to an 11-point lead in the fourth quarter, and Louisville then starts their comeback, I think, right here. Ashton Marshall with a shot. That might have been a goaltend. And then one of the biggest plays of the game, a Braden Gross block, Avery Andrechik with the basketball, and they get the feed over to Bo Siegfried for a three to get Louisville closer.
And after that three, things just kept going good for the Leps. Obviously, Siegfried finds Gross inside, but Gross actually kicks it out. Avery Andrechik, six-man, whoa, there's a three. That puts them up 49-48, and that would be the dagger that sent Louisville to the state championship. And after that, you can see, thank you to Steven Spencer, capturing all the emotions from this game. I mean, just electric.
Yeah, Avery Andrechik had two huge threes in the fourth quarter of that game. And that completed what I told you that day was the best day I ever spent at the field house. 3 great games, comeback victories for both Perry, who we're going to see tonight in their state championship game, and Louisville. Just an electric day at the field house gets both of those teams to the final hurdle of the high school basketball season.
For sure, and this just has been such a pleasure covering Louisville basketball. But, you know, it's not all just Louisville basketball today. Aiken's also playing in their first state championship ever.
Yeah, and later on today, Perry playing for its first state championship ever against a Westerville North team who has not won a state title in 31 years. That team was coached by a man named Dave Hoover. Dave Hoover went on to McKinley and helped the Bulldogs win a pair of state championships in the early 2000s. So you got teams like Louisville, Perry, Aiken looking for their first state championships. Westerville North looking for their first state title in 31 years. It should be a real fun day of basketball.
Absolutely.
Here.
I mean, I don't know if you guys can hear this crowd. Obviously, we're using a bit of a cheaper crowd mic, so I'm sorry if it doesn't pick up the raw emotion that you see from this building. But UD Arena is just absolutely phenomenal, designed, inspired by an aircraft carrier. They are the Dayton Flyers. I mean, it just looks awesome in here. And Louisville are showing out. You can see them stretching from the first rows up to the second rows back. I mean, it is just a great turnout from this Louisville.
We saw something really cool before we came out on the court. Tom Siegfried and Bo Siegfried just one last high school pregame workout together. I wonder what was going through both of their minds while they were doing this. Like I said, Tom Siegfried has eyed this moment for about 10 years right now, coaching his son, coaching his son's friends, this great senior class, and here they are. I can't wait to see what transpires here today.
I mean, me neither, honestly. I mean, it's amazing. But let's take a look at Aiken's road to the state championship. They start things off playing Cincinnati LaSalle in a game to represent Cincinnati in the playoffs. They win that one 56-55. They move on into a Cincinnati regional final against Trotwood Madison. They end up beating them 71-50, as I mentioned, after Trotwood Madison were able to win against them 78-76 in the regular season. After that, they take on Sandusky in the Nutter Center. This past Sunday, it's Sandusky versus Cincinnati Aiken. Cincinnati Aiken 26-1. Going into that game, they come out 27-1. And now they play here at the University of Dayton Arena, home of the Flyers, for a Division III state championship. They just got to get through the Leopards first.
Right, and we talked about how Louisville's been battle-tested. As you can tell, Aiken has been battle-tested too. Had to eke out a 1-point win over LaSalle. Had to beat a team that handed them their only loss. And then against Sandusky, I read they also had to come from behind in that game as well. So you've got a battle-tested Aiken team against a battle-tested Louisville team going for a state title.
Yeah, also, I just don't want the camera to deceive you. I am actually indeed taller than Mike is. I just wanted to put that out there if anybody was wondering.
You are taller.
Yeah.
You are very much taller.
This is true.
I think people have noticed that all year, that you are taller than me.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Also, shout out before we get into the pregame analysis here. Shout out to my dad, Jeremy. Appreciate you. He let me borrow his sweater. That was huge. Appreciate that. Thanks, Dad. But I had the opportunity to talk to both of these coaches before the game, and you're going to hear from them a couple of times tonight before we get started. But I had the opportunity to talk to both coaches of Cincinnati Aiken and Louisville, Tom Siegfried of Louisville, Darrell Black of Aiken. I had the opportunity to talk to him before the game, get a couple of comments out of him. So we're going to kick it over to Darrell Black's comments before the game here, and we'll see you afterwards. Thank you.
Coach, obviously this is a big moment for you guys. First time since I believe 2016 you guys have made that state championship.
First time ever.
First time ever?
First time.
2016 Final Four. Yeah. Final Four. Excuse me. My apologies. This is just such a big moment for your program, especially with the guys that you're able to lead on this court with. Obviously, you got people going to Akron. You got people committed to D1, D2, D3 schools. I mean, what really is the outlook that you're seeing right now from the output of the players on the court?
Just their hard work and dedication just finally seemed like it's paying off a little bit for them. I had most of this group, the core part of this group, since they were sophomores when I first took the job, and we were pretty bad when I first got here. We 7-16, we're 0-10 in the league. But I told those guys that we went so young, it was for the experiences that when you were seniors, that it'll come into fruition for you to be able to achieve those goals that you set out when you were sophomores. And now, today is a representation of that hard work, dedication, and just sticking with the process.
Yeah, so let's look at the actual, on-court production of your offense. You're averaging about 81.5 points per game. Yeah. And, I mean, you've really just blown teams out after the other in the playoffs. If Louisville's able to get you down into that 50, 60-point range, where do you think that's going to put you guys?
And an ugly game. It'll be tough. It'll be possession for possession. But we had a few close games this season. We beefed up the schedule a little bit, played some of the top teams in Kentucky. I think we had like 2 one-point wins against both of those teams, and the games were in the 50s, maybe low 60s. So, of course, we want to play in the 70s to the 80s, but I think we can grind it out and play the half-court game as well. Just to be a style that's a little bit slower, we got to be more patient.
Yeah, and you talk about the half-court game, but you got to get to the half-court line in the first place. This big thing about the Louisville team is that they've really implemented a 1-2-2 trap. Definitely, or especially late in the season. What can you say from experience playing against teams who have implemented something very similar to that? How have you guys tried to get around it?
Well, I got some guards that's pretty dynamic, so I just move them around a little bit because most teams focus on trapping like the first pass or at certain marks on the court. So I move my primary attackers off the ball so when they do catch it in the middle or around half court, they can just go attack.
Yeah.
So usually if teams play that way, that's kind of what we want because we know we can break the zones and just get to the lanes and start running toward the rim.
Yeah. This scouting report for Louisville on your end, what does it look like?
Try to stop Bo and Braden. Good luck. But we know they love to play in the middle third of the court. Ball screen, pick and roll. It reminds me of John Stockton and Karl Malone. Braden is the magician with the ball. Bo is a magician with the ball, and Braden is just a tank down there. But they also have guys, I don't know their names off the rip, but 10 and 13. I know they can shoot the three, but they also can go down and post you up. They got a little size advantage over, so we got to use some athleticism, just some fundamentals, and try to box out. But other than that, we're just trying to keep them out of the paint and hopefully have a historic night from the three.
Yeah, and the significance of this game cannot be understated. You're really running championship or bust at this point. Really, there's no other way to put it. Yeah. What really does that affect in your game plan?
For us, we want to win. So it's like you want to put all the marbles out there and put all the cards down and push it to the front. But, these guys made so much history this year with this school and coming from the Cincinnati Public School District. So, after the results of the game, there'll be winners regardless. But today at 1 o'clock, we want a chance to try to go compete for a state championship. So we want to go all in, leave nothing in the tank, and empty the clip, as they say, when you got shooters like that.
Absolutely. You're here, finally. It seems like, you've been here for years and years and years, but you just got in here yesterday. What are the kind of thoughts coming into this game, especially, it's the first state championship that Louisville's ever been in. What is that taking you on as a coach?
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of distractions leading up to the game and, different types of media stuff and coverage. But right now we just talked about this is our game. This is basketball. We just want to be in the moment of the game. We want to, approach it like the end of the game with scouting reports and, how we warm up and everything that goes along with it. It's very easy to get caught up, obviously, in the hype. But, right now it's all about winning a state championship.
Without a doubt. And, most of the people that are probably going to talk to you, especially in the media, are going to try and ask you about, what's going on outside of the world of basketball. But it's really important to look at actually, the game that's going to be going on.
Yeah,
so,
kind of a big game. Yeah.
So, with Aiken being such an up and down team, Do you think that the fact that they're going to run it up and down the court, what are you going to do? Are you going to try and implement that trap? Like, what's going to go on the floor?
Yeah, we're just going to try to do a good job of keeping them from getting to the rim. We're going to try to gap them up a little bit and make sure that it's harder for them to get to the rim more than usual. And then overall, we just want to take care of the ball and make sure that they're not getting easy buckets.
Without a doubt. I mean, obviously you can see it here.
You're good.
Obviously, You can see it here. You know, the three-point stripe is taped on here. Do you think there's any impact of the fact that the college line is a little bit deceiving?
I think it can at times. I'll be honest with you. Most of our guys usually shoot from deeper anyhow, so I don't think it'll be too much of a distraction. I do like the fact that it's white and it stands out from the rest of it, so I think that's a good thing. But overall, these guys are hype, and who knows where they're going to be shooting from. Heck, it could be even farther back.
Absolutely. Just a couple more things.
Yeah.
This Aiken team has been consistently one of the best in the state.
Yep.
This is only their second state championship appearance. Last one, 2016, I believe. I mean, what do you see in this team that some people necessarily aren't seeing?
I just think they're fierce competitors. I think that they really are relentless. I think that's the reason they're here. You got to have that type of mentality to get to a state final, because you can be good skill-wise, but ultimately, as we've seen with our path and with their path, you're going to come up with some adversity. And when you have that adversity, how do you respond to it? And I think that's where you see state final type teams.
Without a doubt. So just before I let you off the hook here, what's the outlook before this game? What are you thinking?
State championship or bust, right? Isn't that what we said? So that's what we're going to live with.
All right, congratulations, Coach. Good luck. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Letter Live here from Dayton, Ohio. I mean, really, it was the last stop for both of these teams. I mean, obviously, it's the last stop for both of these teams. I mean, it's the state championship. You're playing for pretty much nothing but bust.
It's the last dance. Like they used
That's
to
pretty
call it.
corny in my opinion. I think the last dance is a little corny, but you know, everybody just wants to be like Jordan. So even though LeBron's better.
Well, we know that. We know that. Some people don't.
I'm a newbie. Obviously, I'm
well,
new.
I'm an
I'm
oldie,
new.
and
I'm
I
new.
still think that.
I'm
So
new. Obviously, I'm new. Anyways, everybody, welcome back to the Letter Live. Apologies for the extracurriculars there. I'm Aiden Brueck, joined with Mike Popovich from the Kent Repository. Let's see if these are fixed. Yes!
yes.
They are fixed. Oh, actually, we'll keep them up. I'm Aiden, he's Mike. It's not the other way around. If you are just joining us for the first time, I'm Aiden Brueck, this is Mike Popovich. I'm a sports writer from Stark County, Summit County. I'm actually a student at Green High School, but I've been taking all my time to cover high school basketball in the area, and we're following two teams. Obviously, Perry's later today that we'll also have coverage for, but first stop, it's all about Louisville.
Yeah, and this is a team that we've seen a lot this year. Like I said, our first basketball broadcast was Louisville versus Talmadge back in November. But we've seen some of their big victories this season. Talk about them beating Richmond Heights, a team that was a three-time defending state champion coming in. We saw them, obviously, Cleveland St. Ignatius. What an unbelievable game that was. Contested shot for Braden Gross falls at the end to knock off Cleveland St. Ignatius. And then Louisville also plays Kettering Alder at the Flying to the Hoop tournament. They go out to California, play some tough teams out there. The schedule that they put together helped prepare them for the moment that they're going to be facing today.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see the reactions and mannerisms of everybody who's on this court right now, whether it be from Aiken or from Louisville. But it has just been really, really fun to see Tom Siegfried smile on that court. It's really fun to see, Darrell Black to smile on that court. They're made for this. This is their moment, and if it's not today, it can't be any other time.
I can't imagine what it's like for these coaches to see all this hard work they put in and their players have put in lead to a moment like this. We're talking about, games played in the summer, tournaments played in the summer, all the practices during the regular season. Like I said, the big games Louisville played, getting to travel to California, getting to travel to the Flying to the Hoop tournament. This has been a memorable experience for these players, and now it ends on the biggest stage of Ohio high school basketball.
And with that being said, Mike, we are going to kick it over to our other camera for the national anthem and player introductions. We will have all the inside scoop for you after that goes down, because after that,
It's tip-off time.
It's tip-off time. Everybody, thank you for coming and tuning in to the Letter Live here from Dayton, Ohio. We will be right back with you after this brief intermission. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Letter Live here from Dayton, Ohio. We're here for the state championship between Cincinnati Aiken and the Louisville Leopards. Starting for Cincinnati Aiken, you're going to have Antonio Hutcherson Jr., a 5'9" senior guard, one of the two key components of that 1-2 punch backcourt that Aiken is so known for in the state of Ohio. Athletic, high-energy defender. He can contribute with hustle plays. He rebounds well, and he can defend multiple positions. By the way, he's still 5'9". Taking things next for him is James Burnett Jr., 5'10" senior guard. He's a versatile scorer who can finish at all three levels. This kid is shooting 57% from the field. But that's not it. Antoine Hinton, 10.2 points per game. This guy is a confident, crafty scorer who creates his own shots. This guy can move to the ball, get everything done inside. Then you got Tavon Smith. Tavon Smith made game-winning free throw versus LaSalle in the regional semifinals for Aiken. He's got a physical presence in the paint. Clutch moments, as seen in those game-winning free throws. Tavon Smith coming in at 6'6", running the forward for Aiken. Then you got Jaden Arnold, 39% three-point percentage, 76% free throw percentage. He had 19 points, 9 rebounds versus Sandusky in the state semifinal. He's currently committed to Indiana Purdue Fort Wayne to play basketball. But then you got the Leopards. Bo Siegfried leading the team in assists, steals per game. Ashland commit, his jersey was retired. Just a couple of his accolades to put things out. Oh, by the way, first team all Northeast Inland. 13.5 points per game. Lethal shooter for the Leopards. Then you got Braden Gross, 18 points per game, about 9.3 rebounds per game. Currently, the leading scorer, rebounder, committed to Walsh to play basketball with a star-studded new freshman class that's coming into Walsh University next year. Got 7 double-doubles this season for the Leopards. Scored 19 of his 22 points against Garfield Heights in the first half. Then, Tadal Jancic, number 10, 6'5", senior guard, Malone double commit for baseball and basketball. He's going to play for 2 sports at that next level, currently averaging 11.8 points per game, 6 rebounds per game. This kid is a machine. Then you got your defensive anchor, Ashton Marshall, 7.2 points per game, currently leads in personal fouls of 42. I mean, he's up there. But he's got the highest vertical on this Louisville roster, standing at only 6'2". But he's guarded 16 Division I recruits this season alone. Then you round things out with Devin Bailey, 5.3 points per game, 2.4 rebounds per game, averaging about an assist per game, and he is a clutch shooter if you've ever seen one. Watch him inside the paint tonight. Absolutely destroy his competition if he's able to get a step inside. Mike, those are your starting lineups for the game. And, I think people are tired of hearing me talk, so you take it away before we head over to more of me talking.
Well, I think Darrell Black, the head coach of Aiken, paid Braden Gross and Bo Siegfried the ultimate compliment about their abilities. He said, those are guys that'll keep you up at night, worried about them and preparing for them. And Siegfried and Gross obviously have been the 1-2 punch all season for Louisville. But complete team. Tadal Jansen, the other reliable scorer. Ashton Marshall, the defensive stopper. Heck, he had to deal with Mr. Ohio basketball last week in Marcus Johnson. And then, as you said, Devin Bailey, who has come up with some clutch moments in this postseason run. A big 3 to start overtime against Columbus DeSales, and an and-1 completion against Columbus Bishop Hartley in the state championship game. So this Louisville team has had its moments by all of these guys.
Mike, the lights have dimmed in UD, but we still have enough light to produce Brueck's breakdown, my strategic breakdown of the game today. Louisville versus Aiken. It's going to be structure versus speed. Half-court execution versus full-court pressure. You've seen a lot of Louisville play up on that press that they have dominated through all the way in the season. I mean, it hasn't been a competition for the full-court press. Aiken has spent the entire season proving that they are the most relentless, high-paced team in the state. Representing Cincinnati, they play fast, they play physical, and they score in bunches. So if you aren't ready for the pressure, be prepared to have to fight from behind after a run from the Falcons. If Aiken's going to win, they need this game to be messy from Louisville. If Louisville is going to win, they need this game to be structured. And who better than Tom Siegfried to lead a charge of structured offense and defense for the Leopards. Possession control is going to be the biggest factor for Louisville. They average just 6 turnovers per game. But Aiken, they force 12 turnovers per game. So obviously, the discrepancy is going to show its true colors today here in Dayton. Braden Gross is going to have to dominate inside for Louisville. Aiken doesn't have a traditional post scorer. Yes, they have 2 6'6" forwards, but they don't have a traditional post scorer. If Louisville makes that concerted effort to get him touches early, Gross is going to have himself a night. Then, Bo Siegfried has to be the best point guard on the floor, regardless of team. Aiken, they got to make it chaotic. Aiken need to turn defense into offense early and often. Jaden Arnold and James Burnett Jr. are going to need to control this game for Aiken. Aiken has multiple guys who can create their own shot, but these two are the catalysts for those opportunities. The full court press is going to be the weapon that Aiken live and die by. Or die by. Well, you can't have one without the other. the full court press is going to be the weapon that Aiken will live or die by. Louisville hasn't seen pressure like this all season, and Aiken doesn't just press, they suffocate. So we're going to see this Aiken defense really take shape. And Aiken has been a second-half team all season. You know who else has been a second-half team all season? The Louisville Leopards. Okay, Bo Siegfried and Jaden Arnold, your first matchup. This is going to be the most important battle of the game in your guards. Siegfried runs the show for Louisville, but Arnold is the most dangerous scorer on the floor. You got Braden Gross versus Tavon Smith. Gross is the most dominant post scorer in this game. And if he gets going early, Aiken's going to have to adjust. So what this is going to come down to, it's going to come down to who gets to play their style of basketball. It's going to be controlled tempo versus chaos, and we are here for it all. Braden Gross and Tavon Smith on the tip. Aiken scores early with James Burnett Jr. He's already got 2 for Aiken. Aiken scoring quick off that full court press. We are in tip-off here from Dayton. Aiken pressing up. Marshall takes it to Gross now at the key. It's a high school line. He'll drive through. Kicks it out. Siegfried pump fakes the 3. Who better but to get things going for Louisville? But it won't be Siegfried as he misses his first layup. And it's Dayton. It's Aiken 2, Louisville 0. Jaden Arnold taking it over to that right wing. He's trapped. Has to give it over to James Burnett Jr., who tries to put up a deep heat check 3, but won't fall. Gross gonna have that board, and he'll hand it over to Siegfried. Siegfried gonna run this now for the Leopards. He's at the Flyers logo at midcourt. Hands it over to Bailey now, and this rotation from Louisville gets the ball over to Alchancic, back to Siegfried. Darrell Black on his feet for the Falcons. Gross looking to drive through, spins around, outside, Alchancic 3. Bang! Gets it! Alchancic from 3 gets the first points for Louisville on this season. On the game. Excuse me. He's able to hit those tough threes, Mike.
Well, if Alchancic can give him that production, that's going to be a good sign for Louisville.
Another 3 is taken by Aiken. And that's going to be, I believe, Antonio Hutcherson Jr., who gets the 3. Siegfried over on that right wing. He's got to play off the line just a little bit. He has Braden Gross, who's currently guarded up by Tavon Smith. Like I said, remember, this is going to be the matchup that you see. Braden Gross tries to go inside to Alchancic. Alchancic trying to become that dominant post scorer. Looking to force a basket. Kicks it out to Gross. Gross back to Siegfried. It is packed in a UD, at least for high school standards. Alchancic from the right wing, puts up another 3, hesitates, and gets it! Alchancic from beyond the stripe, he's got a 3, and it's Louisville 6, Aiken 5. Alchancic putting the team on his back. Jaden Arnold leading things off for Aiken. He gets called out of bounds. It's going Louisville's way. And with 5 minutes, 36 seconds to go, Louisville controls the tempo.
Well, 2 3-point attempts, 2 makes for Tate Alchancic. That's a great start for Louisville here today.
Siegfried takes it to his left, kicking it over to Marshall. Marshall from the left corner has to give it back. Siegfried almost loses possession, but keeps it within his self. And he's got it now at the D. Standing for Dayton. Takes it over to the OHSAA logo. Deep 3, fire away. He's got it.
3 for 3 from 3 for Louisville.
Louisville 9, Aiken 5. Antonio Hendrickson Jr. wants it. Siegfried claps in his face. Gets it to the corner and Tavon Smith. Smith guarded by Gross. Gets past him. Puts one up. No good. Can't get his putback. And that is 2 offensive rebounds that cannot be converted for Aiken. That give Louisville the advantage after a hot start from Aiken. Louisville has taken over this ball game. 4 minutes, 35 seconds to go here in the first. And Siegfried's got it over on that right wing. Dishes it inside. Gross has a layup. Can't find it. Gets his own board. Gets blocked. Bailey tries to save it, goes through his legs. Marshall over inside, turns it over. James Burnett Jr. kicks it to the left wing. Antonio Hendrickson Jr. can't hit the 3 from the wing. With 4 minutes, 12 seconds to go, it's Louisville 9, Aiken 5. Siegfried, pressed up, has to give it to Aljancic. Aljancic from that right wing gives it inside. Siegfried has a lane, won't take it. Siegfried goes back to Gross. Gross from the foul stripe, puts it up and in.
Boy, tough shot there for Braden Gross with the hand in his face.
Louisville currently shooting 57% from the field this game so far. And Aiken still can't get it going after a jumper from Tavon Smith. Siegfried spot up. It's good!
Wow, what a start for Bo Siegfried and the Leopards. 3 for 3 from three-point range. Actually 4 for 4.
Black not taking a timeout for Aiken as Burnett dribbles it back. He's from the college stripe. Siegfried tells him to settle. Hands spread out. Jaden Arnold takes it from the right. Turns it over. Bailey's got it. Jump ball is not called after he rips it out of the hands of Arnold. And that's Devin Bailey with a huge steal for the Leopards.
Boy, we've seen Devin Bailey hit big shots, but as a defender, he's been really good as well.
Siegfried hits out Aljancic inside, and he's got a layup. And still, Darrell Black letting this play out. He hasn't taken a timeout yet. Gonna see what happens after this next stoppage in play. Probably from a TV timeout. James Burnett Jr. taking things over for Aiken. He's trapped, has to give it over to his teammate in Hutcherson. Hutcherson guarded by Siegfried. It's 0 versus 0. Hands it over to his left in Antoine Hinton. Hinton drives in, tough lay, gets it. 2 minutes, 17 seconds to go now in the first. It's Louisville 16, Aiken 7.
Boy, that was a tough shot for Hinton. He had Braden Gross in his face. That was a basket Aiken really needed. And an out-of-bounds play is going to stay with Louisville. We're going to get to our first media timeout. This is kind of new for high school basketball that we've seen in the tournament trail. I think that's what Darrell Black was kind of waiting for, not trying to use his timeouts right away, knowing that we're going to get a media timeout at the under 4 mark of the first quarter. But wow, what a start for the Leopards. 4-4 from three-point range, 6 of 9 from the field overall. Tate Aljancic, Bo Siegfried, 2 3-pointers apiece. They have a 16-5 lead with 2:05 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, without a doubt, Mike, this has been a Louisville performance all around. You want to look at Louisville top shooters? Well, they're standing right in front of you. Bo Siegfried, Tate Aljancic both have 2 threes apiece. And it has just been such a performance from both of these guys. I'm trying to vary the word choice, but to be honest here, Mike, there's really not much else you can say other than the fact that they are dominant from beyond the arc.
Yeah, they're hitting shots, and Aiken starting off a little pull from the field. They got that 3 from Hutchinson early, but then Louisville went on, I believe it was a 14-0 run, or maybe it was a 14-3 run, to take this 11-point lead, and they have an 11-point lead heading into the final 2 minutes of the first quarter. I just want to mention, I've been to a couple of the state tournaments since it's moved down here. I think this is really one of the largest crowds I've seen in this building. Tremendous support from Louisville, tremendous. You can see the Louisville blue shirts from midway across from us all the way around to the corner that we're on, and just tremendous support. Louisville trying to become the first Stark County team since the 2017 Jackson Polar Bears to win a state championship.
It is public school versus public school, Mike. You don't see that very often in the state championships at this point. I mean, it is just an interesting dynamic between both of these teams. These are people that are homegrown talent, you know?
Well, yeah, and you know, people talk a little bit about, well, separating the public schools and private schools and all that. But you know what? Louisville has faced private schools in the regionals, and they won both of those games to get to here. So they've overcome any advantages people might think the private schools have. They were able to get here, and play for a state championship today. But yeah, you're right. You don't see that a lot anymore. And, you know, we're going to see public versus public again in the Division II game later today. You're going to see that in the game that's going to follow this, Cleveland-Glenville versus Zanesville-Maysville in Division IV. So 3 all-public matchups today alone.
Inbounding it, it's Louisville ball. Marshall gets the board. And Colton Loy sees his first minutes on the floor. And Andrechik as well has it on the floor as the 6th man for Louisville. Siegfried anchors back. He's at the logo, handing it over to Loy over on that left wing. Ball's handed back to Siegfried. Ball's stolen. It's Arnold putting one up. Can't find it. Failed in transition. And I think everybody's a little bit confused as to what the foul call is at that moment. But with a minute and 35 seconds to go, it's Louisville 16, Aiken 7.
Well, the foul called after the initial shot, so it should be out of bounds to Aiken. Couldn't really hear who the foul was on.
Arnold kicking things over to Hutcherson, who has to give it back to his man in Burnett. Burnett puts one up and in. He's got an and one. Stares down the camera with a rust stop. And now it's a 7-point lead. Aiken slowly cutting in to that lead that Louisville built early in the first. With a minute and 29 to go, Burnett has an opportunity to cut this down to a 6-point lead. And he makes it. It's a 6-point lead for Louisville now after the foul shot by Burnett converts the and one to get 3. Louisville 16, Aiken 10. Gross has to get past. Will go through. Kicks it over. Aljancic, corner. Siegfried puts one inside. Aljancic in. Fakes one. Fakes 2. He's fouled. He'll head to the stripe now.
Yeah, a little bit too much body there for Aiken.
And now for Aiken, we're seeing DeAndre Carr-Short coming in for the Falcons. He's an active young forward who's going to fight for these rebounds tonight. Aljancic.
Aljancic at the line for Louisville sinks his first free throw. Aljancic leading the Leopards with 7 points already. A couple of threes. Now the free throw. Stops what was a 5-0 Aiken run. And his second shot is as good as well.
On that right side, it's Jaden Arnold. He wants to make something happen. He's a crafty ball scorer. James Burnett, corner. Hutcherson can't get it. Andrechik tries to get the board. It's still going Aiken's way after Andrechik touched it last, but great showing from the kid right there.
Well, Tavon Smith coming back into the game for Aiken.
Thank you to those watching at home. Welcome to the Lure Live. I'm your play-by-play broadcaster, Aiden Brueck. I'm joined with Mike Popovich doing the color for me today. We are the Leonard Media Network here in Dayton. Going back to the action on the court. 47 seconds to go. Gross gets the steal, puts it up, and in with one hand. Screams at the top of his lungs like he's Godzilla.
Boy, Braden Gross, you can see the joy in his face after the steal and that dunk.
You knew he was going up for it as soon as he got that steal. 28 seconds to go. Burnett wants to take it in, puts up a mid-ranger. It falls. Burnett currently averaging 17.5 points per game. He's getting things to go for this Aiken team, building back on the momentum that Aiken had to start this game. Because remember, it was Aiken 4-0 to start this game after Louisville couldn't make things go in the hoop. I mean, I don't know, something like that. Bailey inbounds it over to Gross. He'll take it down the timeline now with 18 seconds to go. Gross wants to take it in, put one up, puts it in, can't find it. It's a blocking foul.
That'll be on Tavon Smith for Aiken. That'll be his first. Louisville inbound, 16.4 seconds to go, leading 20-12.
Aljancic calling the plays on the floor for Louisville as Braden Gross fakes the pass over to Siegfried. He's got to get a man inside. He's got 11 seconds to do something. It's obvious Gross wants to take the last shot, but he'll kick it out. Andrechik 3! Was there ever a doubt for Avery Andrechik?
Well, we've seen Avery Andrechik in the Garfield Heights game hit 2 clutch threes late in that game to help Louisville rally. He comes out today and he hits Louisville's 5th 3 of the first quarter. 5 for 5 from three-point range for Louisville, and they have a 23-12 lead.
Without a doubt, Mike, it's 23-12. After, I mean, you just said a score. I just said it again. We got a half-court opportunity here from a Louisville fan. He's going to take it at the logo. But that doesn't matter, Mike, because what I need to ask you here, who's hot?
Well, Tate Aljancic off to a great start for Louisville with 10 points. You know, we always think of him as the third scorer for Louisville behind Bo Siegfried and Braden Gross. And Tate Aljancic getting off to a great start like that, that's a great sign for Louisville. But you look at Bo Siegfried as well, like Tate Aljancic, 2 for 2 for three-point range. Louisville, as we said, have hit their first 5 threes for the game. And for Aiken, it's James Burnett with 7 points. But Louisville carries a 20-12 lead in the second quarter. Louisville 8 of 12 from the field in the first quarter. Louisville, or Aiken, just 5 of 12.
We're just getting our first TV timeout stats here. After 1, like I said, Louisville 23, Aiken 12. Braden Gross has not left the floor.
Yeah, and you know, he'll probably leave the floor at one point, but hey, this is your final high school game. You're going to give it all out. And for a lot of these guys, they're not going to leave the floor very much today.
Something important that I really want to point out right now is that Aiken has 3 turnovers so far that they got in the first quarter. Louisville has scored 7 points from those turnovers. I mean, 5 fast break points for the Leopards, 3 points off the bench from Andrechik. There have been 3 lead changes in this game, and Louisville went on a 13-point scoring run with 2 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the first.
Yeah, another big scoring run for the Leopards. We saw them do that at the end of the Garfield Heights game. They do that early in the first quarter to give themselves this big lead. But you know what? And this is an experienced bunch. They're not going to rest on their laurels, obviously, right now. They're going to keep trying to build on this lead and build on this lead. So it's a situation in the fourth quarter where it's a no-doubter. So they're not going to rest on this. They're going to keep trying to do what they're doing.
And Aiken has 5 boards as a squad. Louisville currently with 6. So the battle is a little bit up and down. Back in the competition here from Dayton, Ohio. Louisville Leopards currently leading 23-12 over the Aiken Falcons. Bo Siegfried eyeing a 3. He's got it in the corner now. Puts it inside of Aljancic. Puts the 1 through 1. Can't get it done. DeAndre Carr short. Gets the board. Hands it off to Jaden Arnold now on that right side. Past the timeline. He'll look to take it through. Arnold steps back on that right perimeter. Looks to get it back to Burnett now at the key. Burnett from the key. Step back. He's putting one up. Can't get it down. Marshall bounces out for the board. Marshall. He's got 3 boards on the night, leading all players. Louisville 23, Aiken 12. Turnover almost caused by James Burnett off the pass from Siegfried, but Bailey looks to take it in. Spins around. Brother, Drew Bailey, currently here for WZIP. Braden Gross looking to take it through. Kicks it out. Bailey, Siegfried. 3, no good.
That's the first missed 3 of the game for the Leopards after 5 in a row to start.
Arnold gets one underneath, and Carr short. Misses the opportunity to pop a 3. He'll go with I believe
I think it's just an out-of-bounds call. Aiken basketball.
Aiken's Jaden Arnold has the inbound. He looks to take it in. He's double teamed by Marshall and Siegfried. This trap has been dominant for the Leopards. This triangle in 2. Bailey gets the steal. Bailey takes it down. He's got one man in front of him. Passes it over to Marshall. Marshall back to Aljancic. Aljancic drives through from the stripe. Gross pops back. Marshall takes it from the corner. Swings it out. Siegfried. He's got one. Aljancic. No good, but Marshall with the putback.
Great putback by Marshall, but great ball movement by the Leopards there to kind of set things up. And now Louisville up by 13.
Quick mid-range jumper taken by Jaden Arnold, but it's to no avail as Louisville get the board. Siegfried taking it down the court for the Leopards. He'll bounce it over to Braden Gross. Gross now on that right wing. Needs to take it inside. Puts one up with a gather step. Gets fouled. He'll head to the stripe. That gather step from Braden Gross has just been lethal all season, Mike. I mean, we've seen it firsthand.
Yeah. He's just been awesome all year. He'll get to go to the free throw line, shooting 2. And if he can knock free throws down, that's even a better situation for Louisville.
The one thing.
His first free throw is off the back of the rim and it falls in. I was going to say another big key for Louisville right now. Jaden Arnold still scoreless for Aiken. Ashton Marshall doing a good job on him. As Gross goes to the free throw line, his second shot is no good.
And tips it back in off the layup from Aljancic. Aljancic misses the layup, but he's able to convert it. That is a 3-point play off the foul. Antoine Hinton back on the floor for Aiken. As Jaden Arnold passes one over, Siegfried almost intercepts it, but Hutcherson able to take it back in for Aiken. They're going inside. Gross goes up. He's fouled. Gross fouls, and that's Carr Short inside the paint. He will go to shoot those free throws.
Yeah, first foul on Braden Gross. And that'll be his first foul of the game. As Carr Short will go to the free throw line, looking for his first points of the day for Aiken.
He eyes down the hoop, spins the ball in his hand, and finally puts it up and finds it. Aiken crowd goes crazy. They're on our right. I mean, they are a loud bunch. I admire that. I admire that.
Yeah. Bottom with their 6-man shirts on.
Doesn't Louisville also have something for the 6-man? I think it's just the student section that's a 6-man.
I think it's the student section, yes.
I see the 6-man too much. We need more of the 12th man. Go Hawks.
I know you would want
Carr
that.
Short. He's got his second free throw now. It's Louisville 28, Aiken 13. Can't get the second foul shot to drop, and it's still a 15-point deficit that Aiken's going to have to claw themselves out of. Louisville currently controlling the pace. They've got Aljancic now on that right wing. Gross takes it over from that right wing that I was just talking about. He'll kick it out. Bailey now from the left side, hands it back to Gross. Gross facilitating from that right corner. Takes it to his left, spins around, and has to get it back out. Marshall from the corner. He'll reset. Fakes one out. Kicks it to the corner. Bailey 3. Can't match it. Rebounded by Aljancic. Aljancic goes back. Siegfried takes it. Back to Bailey now in that right corner. Gross inside. Spins around. Tough lay. Doesn't even go up as he doesn't have a chance to try and put it in the hoop. He'll head to the charity stripe.
Yeah, Louisville fortunate able to keep that possession alive. Devin Bailey with a wide open shot. Hey, when you're that wide open, you have to take it. He misses it, but Louisville maintains possession. Now Braden Gross with an opportunity to increase the lead at the foul line. His first one is off the back of the rim, no good. Gross so far 1 of 3 from the line today. His second shot is in and out, no good.
And Braden Gross just can't get the foul shots to fall. That's going to open up a hole for Burnett to drive. He takes it all the way down the court from end to end. No foul is called, but he'll go down after the shot. What a tough lay James Burnett Jr. Another steal. Antoine Hinton takes it up. But it's no go as it's going Louisville's way after an offensive foul, I do believe.
Yeah, hitting out of bounds there. Down on the other end of the court from us. So Avery Jechik back in the ballgame for Louisville. And so is Colton Loy.
Loy back in for the Leopards as he hands things off over to Siegfried. Gross getting treatment over on his side. Siegfried tries to drive through. Someone's on his hip. That foul's going to go on Antoine Hinton, 5'11" junior guard, averaging about 21.1 minutes per game for the Falcons. Marshall back in now. Marshall back out with Gross coming in for the Leopards. Does this kid ever rest?
Well, that was his first rest of the game, and it wasn't very long either.
Siegfried has the inbound. Gives it over to Lloyd now in that right corner. Lloyd gives it off to Aljancic. Aljancic double teamed off the screen. Has to give it over to Siegfried. Siegfried over to Aljancic. Aljancic contested. Can't knock it down. Rebounded by Gross. It's inside. Aljancic fakes one, puts one up, can't find it. And that was a tough fall from Jaden Arnold. I mean, he got up from that. Glad he's okay, but he took a hard fall there. But Aljancic, after faking Arnold out.
Boy, what a pass from Gross. We've talked about how good he is for a big man at finding open people. In the lane, finds Aljancic. Aljancic draws the foul. And we are in a timeout here in the second quarter. Louisville, 28. Cincinnati Aiken, 15.
We take our second media timeout of the day, the second of 8 media timeouts that we'll see all day here at the University of Dayton. Never get over it, but Louisville, 28. Aiken, 15. And in between the action, here is Louisville's path to the state championship. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Letter Live here from Dayton, Ohio. We're here at the University of Dayton to bring you audio coverage of the Louisville Leopards taking on the Aiken Falcons from Cincinnati here for the state championship of Division III. Aljancic has 2 foul shots lined up after the media timeout, and he'll make his first. It's Louisville now 29 to Aiken 15, and Marshall comes on for Colton Loy.
That's 13 points for him today. Came in averaging just over 12.
The Malone double commit has been a dominant force for this squad as Deshaun Richardson comes in for Cincinnati Aiken. James Burnett Jr. has it for the Falcons. And he'll hand it over to Deshaun Richardson over on that left wing. Richardson at the OHSAA logo from the left side of the half court. Gives it back to Burnett. Burnett looks to drive inside over to Tavon Smith. Tavon Smith tries to get past Gross. Can't do it. He'll put one up anyways, and it's rebounded by Gross. Down the court, Marshall fakes back. Gross now from that key. Gives it back over to Siegfried. Siegfried anchors over to Marshall now on that right wing. Gets it over to Gross. Taking a little Gross off heavy from the three-point line as Andrechik takes a tough mid-range jumper. That won't fall. Tavon Smith gets the board. James Burnett Jr. almost loses it. Kicked back over to Hutcherson. Over on that left wing. Siegfried on him. Step back three. Way off. Taken by Marshall. Off the glass, Marshall picks it. Siegfried's got a fast break inside. Won't deliver. Instead, gives it over to Gross. Gives it over to Andrechik. Andrechik from three. Knocks it down.
Boy, that ends a streak of 4 straight missed threes for Louisville. They were able to maintain their lead despite that, but Andrechik gets them back on track. The lead is 18.
And it is all Louisville now. 33. Aiken 15. Tavon Smith puts one up after I say that. What looked could be a travel call is instead taken to the foul stripe instead by Smith. He's fouled by Braden Gross. He's got 2 on the night after that one.
All right, Smith scoreless so far today. First trip to the line, and his first free throws off the back of the rim, no good. Aiken just 2 of 4 from the free throw line today. Smith's second shot is in and out.
Misses his second. Alchanza gets the board. Andrechik's inside. Takes one, puts one up inside. And that is pretty from Avery Andrechik. Andrechik, he's got 6 points on the night.
That's too easy for Louisville.
Excuse me, he's actually got 8 points on the night. Stat sheet wasn't updated. Jaden Arnold, double team, has to give it inside to Tavon Smith. Smith steps back, out to James Burnett. Mid-ranger, fires away. Aiken fans have not sat down. Andrechik gets the inbound for Louisville. It's an 18-point lead for the Leopards now with 1:25 to go. Louisville 35, Aiken 17. Gross playing the point momentarily as it takes you over to his right. Tries to find inside over to Marshall, and Siegfried takes it over on that wing. Alchancic, Marshall, Andrechik, another three. Fires away! Andrechik's moment, and we're all just living in it. He's got 11 on the night. James Burnett Jr. guarded by Siegfried. Has to get it over to Jaden Arnold. Arnold to the corner. Gets it into James Burnett Jr. and James Burnett Jr. with a tough lay. Cuts it back to a 19-point deficit. Louisville 38, Aiken 19. Siegfried tries to get past Antoine Hinton. Can't do it. Hinton has been in brick wall. And as I say that, it's another turnover. Hinton inside. Stolen. Marshall gets it. It's going the other way. Siegfried over to Alchancic. Alchancic spins around. Does he want it? He doesn't want it enough. Ball hits right in front of us. Siegfried gonna have the inbound right in front of us. Hi, Bo.
Ball with 18.6 seconds left. Louisville probably gonna play for one.
Alchancic gonna have the inbound for Louisville. We'll kick it over to Gross now with 18 seconds to go. Louisville looking to play for the last shot. Siegfried almost got underneath. Braden Gross is just taking it from that right wing. Spins around. Tough lay. Can't get it done. And Trechik almost gets the board. Taken by Deshaun Richardson. Richardson over to that right wing. Will he take the last shot? No. James Burnett Jr. can't knock it down as time expires. And Louisville lead by 19 after the first half.
Well, you want to be at your best in the biggest game of the season, and Louisville was great. They were absolutely great in this first half. And Avery Adrechik, think about it. The last 3 quarters of basketball he has played, hits a couple of threes in that big comeback win over Garfield Heights, hits 3 of them in the first half of this game, 3 of Louisville's 7 threes. Tate Aljancic with 14 points. Louisville up by 19, 2 quarters away of finishing the deal.
And this has been the Letter Live's first half coverage of the Louisville Leopards. Actually, the home team today. They've actually played from behind a couple in the seeding for a while, and I think they are still actually, I think they're the 4th seed against the 1 seed, but they're still home. But this has been the Letter Live's first half coverage of Louisville, up 38-19 over Cincinnati Aiken after the first half. Mike, we will be back after halftime with some breakdown coverage of the game, courtesy of myself and Mike. But before that, anything you want to say?
Like I said, what a great start for Louisville. Like to see him finish the job here.
All right, thank you all for watching the Letter Live's first half coverage. We will be back in about 10 minutes even. We'll see you then.
Beef packs a punch on and off the court by keeping it full, focused. Beef's versatility means you can never get tired of the same meal. Score big with protein and feed your food with people. Visit OhioBeef.org to learn more and go Bucks.
How does this taste? How does that? Honestly, no idea. I'm going to start running with one slice at a time. And now, like any 2 large pizzas, I get $7 off. It's not crazy. It's getting season. Here. Even here. Never here. Thumbs down. It's the $150.
This is Mike Popovich back here at the University of Dayton, where the Louisville Leopards have a 38-19 lead over Cincinnati Aiken in the Division III state championship game. Looking at the halftime scoring for the Leopards, Bo Siegfried has 6 points. Braden Gross has 5 points. Ted Aljancic, great start in this game, 14 points, 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 2 from three-point range, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Ashton Marshall has 2 points. Adrian Dretchik, 11 points in just over 6 minutes off the bench. He is 3 of 4 from three-point range. Louisville, 7 of 11 from three-point range. They hit their first 5 threes, missed their next 4, but hit their last 2 of the half, both from Avery and Dretchik, and that gives them their 19-point halftime lead. For Aiken, Antonio Hutchinson with 3 points. James Burnett, their leading scorer, with 13 points. Antoine Hitton, 2 points. DeAndre Carr Short with 1 point. That's their 19 points. So Louisville, halfway home to the first state championship in program history. They lead Aiken 38-19 at halftime. Aiden Brueck and I will be back in a few minutes with second half action on The Letter Live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Letter Live here from Dayton, Ohio. Mike gave you the halftime rundown, and Mike, oh my goodness, what a game it has been for these Leopards. 38-19 over Cincinnati Aiken, and they're playing swag surf in the building.
Boy, it's too bad. Well, all the Aiken fans are doing what you're doing right now. So imagine a whole group of them behind the basket. Some of the Louisville fans are doing it.
So I'm busy swag surfing.
But I think you're going to. I think the Aiken fans are following your lead right here.
Oh, absolutely. I'm the crowd leader, of course. Welcome back to your second half of action here from the Letter Live. My name is Aiden Brueck, your play-by-play for the night. Actually, the day. I'm joined with Mike Popovich, legendary Can Repository sports writer. Taking things over for Aiken was Jaden Arnold. Taking a three, but James Burnett Jr. resetting things for the Falcons now. Arnold tells the man to pump underneath, and we'll see what he does with the ball in his hands. Kicks it to the key. Deep three fake by Hutcherson. He knows he doesn't have it in his bag. Jaden Arnold takes over with the up three. It's a 16-point lead now. Cut down for Louisville. Louisville 38, Aiken 22. Statistically, the Falcons are one of the best third-quarter teams in the state. And after that, Marshall throws a turnover. And Aiken taking it down past the logo. Hutcherson takes it over to the right wing. It's in Antoine Hitton's hands. Hitton. Back to Arnold now. Arnold anchoring over on that right perimeter. About 3 steps separating him and the line. Three ball taken. Three ball knocked down by Antonio Hutcherson Jr.
What a start for Aiken.
Bailey taking things over for Louisville now. And another turnover almost caused by Aiken. Hotter than the core of the earth.
Well, you had mentioned Aiken, big third quarter comeback team. Look what they get to start the third quarter. 2 threes. And if they're going to come back, they're going to need Jaden Arnold to do what he has done at the start of this third quarter.
And it's funny because head coach of the Falcons, Darrell Black, said earlier this week that he would rather not have the best third quarter team in the state. But right now, it's what they need. Siegfried, Marshall over to that left wing. Marshall tries to take the mid-range jumper. Alchancic loses the ball. And Darrell Black pumping up the crowd as Aiken rise to their feet. Might have been the swag surf, Mike.
Well, Louisville's got to calm down right now. Now, that was an unforced turnover down there that gives the ball back to Aiken.
James Burnett Jr. has over on the right wing for Aiken. Bailey tries to get a hand on it, can't go. Three ball, contested, can't knock down, rebounded by Gross. Finally, after a couple of minutes, Louisville gets it back. Alchancic taking it down the court for Louisville. It's Louisville 38, Aiken 25. Another turnover from Alchancic, trying to pass it inside. And Aiken's 1-3 away from a 10-point game. Burnett Jr. taking things over for Aiken now at the logo. They're trying to slow things down. And forget slowing things down, he puts one up, can't find it. Tavon Smith gets the board, kicked out. Hutcherson, he's got it. Now Louisville calls a timeout. And it's Louisville 38, Aiken 28. And I just wanted to put this out there that, you know, Mike is not a person to do predictions, but I'm gonna expose him here. At the half, you said Louisville was gonna win this game.
Well, I still think Louisville's going to win this game, but Aiken 3 for 3 from three-point range in the first 2.5 minutes of this third quarter. Hey, when you shoot like that, you're going to shoot your way back into the game. But Louisville, you've got to just calm down right now. They've had 2 turnovers, one of them unforced down here. You just got to calm down. You have a 10-point lead in the third quarter in the state championship game. There's nothing to panic about right here. But as you said, this Aiken team, is a comeback team.
With that being said, Mike, we are back on the court with a little bit of action. Al Jansen gets the inbound over to Bailey now on that left side. He needs to get it down the timeline as Aiken tries to trap. Jaden Arnold almost beat by Bailey, but Bailey takes it around town. Loses one. Andrechik gets ready to suit up now. Siegfried takes it over, ready to run the pure point. He's got it over on that right side, looking to do it with it in his hands. Tries to pop a three, won't take it. Instead, gives it back to Gross after it goes around the world. Around the horn, over to Bailey. Three ball, can't notch it. And Bailey can't get the three and hit the rim. Burnett Jr. gets a two. And it's an 8-point lead for Aiken. One of the best third quarter teams in the state are doing exactly what they do in the third quarter. Gross takes it down court. Goes downhill. Siegfried, deep three. Can't get it. And Louisville throws a possession away. 4 minutes, 34 to go. Ball kicked outside. Antoine Hinton reassesses the situation. Spins around. Blocked by Siegfried. Siegfried taking it down the court. Siegfried wants to do it himself. Sits it inside to Al Jansen. Slows it down. 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Louisville gets some momentum back. Gross almost loses it inside. Marshall inside, travel call. 4 minutes to go now in the second.
Well, Aiken, 11-0 run in the first 4 minutes of this third quarter. Louisville has not scored yet in the third quarter, and Aiken doing it with the three ball. 3 of 4 from three-point range. They have shot their way back in this game.
Inside, it's Jaden Arnold. He gets another two. Siegfried letting it play out. 6-point game. Louisville can't let it run away. They were in a similar position against Garfield Heights. Gross loses it. No foul called. Antoine Hinton gets the pass over to Hutcherson. Hutcherson with a layup. It's a 4-point game. Another timeout taken by Tom Siegfried. Cincinnati Aiken are up on their feet.
Yeah, Tom Siegfried couldn't wait for a media timeout. They had to stop this right now. 15 straight points by Aiken to start the third quarter. You had mentioned it. You warned me.
I did warn you, Mike. But I'm not going to say anything because that would stroke my ego.
I didn't see this start to the third quarter coming from Aiken, though. Louisville, a 19-point lead. All of a sudden, it's down to 4. And my goodness, what a difference. A couple of threes, a couple of turnovers on the Louisville end. You warned me. But now Louisville has to regroup. They've got no choice but to regroup. They have to settle themselves down. They had 2 open looks, and you don't mind them taking those shots. One from Devin Bailey, one from Bo Siegfried. Those just didn't fall. You can't shy away from that. Down the road, you got to do what you do, or you have done, to get to this level.
And the 6-man are not wavered. Leopard Nation chants heard from the student section. And it looks like the Louisville crowd that are not students are taking it over too. 3 minutes, 33 seconds to go here in the second, and Aiken have made a third quarter comeback. Let's get back within 4 of the Louisville. It's Louisville 38, Aiken 34. A timeout was called by Tom Siegfried, and now they're taking a media timeout as well after 4 minutes has gone by.
While Jaden Arnold has 5 points in the third quarter, all 5 of his points today in the third quarter for Aiken, came in averaging almost 20 points a game. Held scoreless in the first half, but he had a big 3 to start this quarter, and that's what started this Aiken run. A 15-0 run in 4.5 minutes. And what looked like at halftime was going to be a Louisville coronation. Now the title is up for grabs.
3 minutes, 33 seconds to go. It's Louisville 38. Aiken 34.
I honestly didn't see this coming. I really didn't see this coming. But you had warned me. And here it is.
Siegfried taking it down the court with Gross. Gross now at the logo, can't falter. Siegfried takes things back over. Takes it behind his back, over to his left. Switches up, goes with his left inside. Andrechik now from the three-point stripe. Tries to get it done inside. Gets the ball. It's a jump ball. Going Louisville's way.
Yeah, Aiken almost forcing another turnover there. But Louisville able to maintain possession. They need a basket really bad right now.
Siegfried, now on that right wing. Hands over to Andrechik. Andrechik fires to Gross. Aljansic takes it inside. Falls in. No foul is called. A little bit of contact on that one. 6-point lead for Louisville. Louisville 40. Aiken 34. The refs are going to let this one play out for as long as they possibly can. Antoine Hinton gives it to Hutcherson. Hutcherson goes around the horn to Burnett. Inside, 3 ball, no good. Burnett puts one up, and it's an and one. 3-point play could go Aiken's way.
Well, James Burnett Jr. been a key factor for Aiken today, trying to complete the and one and make this a one-possession game. Burnett with 17 points. 8 of 12 from the field, going to the foul line for the second time today. He made his first free throw.
Louisville need to settle down. 3-point play is good. It's a 3-point game. After it was Louisville 38, Aiken 19 at the half. Siegfried crosses over on Hutcherson, gets his foot going, almost loses his feet. Goes inside to Gross. Gross kicks in to Andrechik. Andrechik almost loses it. Siegfried 3 from the wing. Gets it. 6-point game again. 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Louisville 43. Aiken 37. Looks like Karen Metz in for Aiken now. He's inside. Hutcherson going to take things over now as he hits it over to the left. James Burnett, cross, back, can't get it. And Jane Arnold puts it up inside again. And it's just so many things happened there. Just couldn't get things moving in my mouth, I guess. Minute and 45 to go. It's still a 4-point game.
Well, Jaden Arnold, 7 points in the quarter. As we said, a big 3 to start the quarter. Now an offensive rebound, a couple of offensive rebounds he gets and converts. Gets Aiken back to within 4. One of these teams took a timeout here, so it was a 30-second timeout.
Minute and 45 to go now in the second half. It's the third quarter. Contrary to what the scoreboard currently says at this moment. Louisville 43, Aiken 39, minute and 45 to go.
Well, winning state championships aren't supposed to be easy. So if Louisville can come out of this, they will have really earned it. Or if Aiken comes back, they will have earned it.
Siegfried's got to get it down the court, and he hands it over to Aljansic. Aljansic now from that right wing, he hands it back to Gross. Gross now at the logo, has a couple of options. It's 5 out, played by Louisville as Aljansic goes into the paint. Steps out to avoid the violation, but gives it to Marshall as he takes it to his left. Marshall, double team, over to Siegfried. Siegfried has to go back with 1:20 to go. Gross down from that right wing. He's got a couple of options. Marshall over to his right. Siegfried, and Drechik over to his left. Gross takes things over. Steps back and retreats. Minute left to go here in the second. The stall that lost Garfield Heights the game could be the kicker for this Louisville squad. Gross, now at the logo, keeping things steady, not trying to force a shot. Gives it to Siegfried, dishes it underneath. That's Gross. He's tripped. And Gross took a hard fall. But he's back up, 48.8 seconds to go. I believe it's Louisville inbound. It's going to be Siegfried on the inbound. DeAndre Carr short, currently averaging about 10.5 minutes per game, gets back in the game. He's in for Antonio Hutcherson Jr. Siegfried on the inbound. Kicks it over to Marshall. Marshall inside. Tough layup. Can't get it. Siegfried can't get the board either. It's Carr short with the board. And a 4-point lead for Louisville. 35 seconds to go here in the third. Jaden Arnold holding the ball as they run the clock down. Aiken not going to take a timeout here. They're just going to stall. Jaden Arnold switched on to Ashton Marshall. 14 seconds to go. Arnold dices up with his left. Takes it in. 3 ball. Spot up. It's good. Oh my goodness. Siegfried down the court. 4 minutes to go. Puts up a prayer. Can't fall. Marshall buzzer beater. It's good. And it'll be counted as Louisville fires right back. It's a 3-point lead for Louisville after the third. 45-42. Mike, I'm going to say it this time. You can say it next game if it happens. We got a close game alert here from Dayton, Ohio, going into the fourth quarter.
Well, what would you expect other than a close game alert when you look at all the close games we've watched? Look, I was wrong. I thought Louisville had this at halftime. You got to credit Aiken. They've been, as you said, a third quarter team all year. They were a third quarter team today, outscoring Louisville 23-7 in that quarter. And what a quarter Jaden Arnold had. Scored all 10 of his points in that quarter. We said came in averaging almost 20, held scoreless. He's come through when his team has needed him. Big hoop down to the other end by Louisville. Ashton Marshall at the buzzer to make it a 3-point game. And I'm not going to make any predictions anymore because I don't know what's really going to happen right now. All I know is we have a close game alert.
8 minutes to go left here in the second half. I mean, the game really, and we're down to the wire. About to proceed our stats here.
Tell them on the stat table that these are the points that went to number 10 for Louisville.
He's a big Joe Burrow fan. Guy handed out the stats.
All right. Looking at the stat sheet, one man has played every single minute, and that man is Jaden Arnold. You know who else has played every single minute? Nobody, because it's just been Jaden Arnold. Arnold, currently 4 for 8 from the field. He's knocked down 2 3-pointers, obviously one coming late here in the third quarter. Currently his point differential is -3, which is currently how much Louisville is down. Or excuse me, it's how much Aiken is down. It's Louisville 45, Aiken 42, with 8 minutes to go here in the fourth.
Well, if you're Louisville, this is, if you had a chance to say you were going to go into the fourth quarter of the state championship game with a 3-point lead, you'll take it any day. Now, about a half hour ago, it looked a lot better than this, but you would still take it any day. Now they just have to use their experience, use their experience, and from all these years and all these tough games that they have played this year against the St. Ignatiuses, the Richmond Heights, the Lakewood St. Ed's, and use that to help send them home in this game.
And just to put it in perspective, Louisville had 7 points off of turnovers there in the first half. Aiken had 5 turnovers in the first half. Louisville, they now have 7 turnovers. They had 5 turnovers in the third quarter alone. James Burnett Jr. leading things off for Aiken. He'll take it slow. 7 minutes, 50 seconds to go here in the Division II state championship game. On the wing, it's Jaden Arnold. Jaden Arnold in front of me now. Ball's handed over to Burnett on the other side. Burnett, ball stolen. Siegfried regains possession. Looks to take it inside. Marshall almost gets it. It's still going Louisville's way. But a fast break opportunity from Louisville went awry. Just a little bit of time to spare. 7 minutes, 27 seconds. I mean, I say it like that. I mean, there's 7 minutes and 27 seconds to go. It's Louisville 45. Aiken 42. Ball going Louisville's way after a tip from Aiken's Jaden Arnold. Excuse me, I believe that is actually from Tavon Smith. I'm sorry about that. 7 minutes, 23 seconds to tick here in the fourth. Layup taken by Marshall. Off the inbound, he converts. 5-point game. Louisville 47, Aiken 42. And this is a game that Aiken did not want to see in the 50s and 60s. And it's one that they're willing to play. Tony Hutcherson, mid-range jumper, gets it. 3-point game. 7 minutes to go here in the fourth. Aljancic has the inbound over to Gross. Gross has to get it down the court. He's guarded by Tavon Smith. Takes it to his left, back over to his right. On that wing, and Trechik open in the corner. Siegfried has it now. Walked over to Aljancic over on that right wing. Ball's given back over to Gross. Gross deciding what to do with the ball. Picks up his dribble. Out to Marshall, and then Trechik regains. Siegfried now looks inside for Aljancic. He regains control. Aljancic spins around, tries to fake, puts one up, and in! Aljancic with the layup. 6 minutes, 21 seconds to go here in the fourth. Louisville, 49. Aiken, 44. Another turnover almost forced, but Jaden Arnold puts up a tough one from mid-range. He's fouled. He'll get 2 now at the strike.
Yeah, how hot has Aiken been in this second half? Shooting almost 59% from the field. They were 4-6 from three-point range in the third quarter. Now Jaden Arnold back at the free throw line, and he makes his first one. And Jaden Arnold hasn't missed much either.
It's Louisville 49, Aiken 45, now 46 after the Jaden Arnold foul shot. Substitution in for Aiken. That's DeAndre Carr short, 6'6", going in for 6'6", Tavon Smith. No height is lost on the floor for Aiken. Siegfried over to that right side. He's been eyeing it up all game. Down the Flyer logo. Pass over on that left wing now. Wants a 3. Kicks it over to Gross now. From outside to Trechik. He's pressed up by Arnold. Gets past the screen. Steps back. Has to get it to somebody. Marshall takes it instead. 5 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Over to Siegfried now as he takes it to his right. Layup, up and in. Finds it. Bo Siegfried puts the lead back up to 5. Louisville 51. Aiken 46. Jaden Arnold looking to dice up Ashton Marshall. Marshall, 16 Division I recruits guarded on the season. Marshall stays on him. DeAndre Carr short, has it with Holder. He gets it. Floater inside. Makes it a 3-point game.
Boy, these two teams are just going at each other right now. Response after response.
Louisville 51, Aiken 48, and Gross takes it inside, kicks it out, and Trechik 3. Can't get it. Rebounded by Aljancic. He puts it up. He gets fouled. Back to the stripe. Aljancic goes.
Way Andrechik gets open like that. You don't fault him taking that 3, but Tate Aljancic gets the offensive rebound. He'll get to go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Oh, Jansen currently 4 for 4 from the free throw stripe, has been 100% from the line all night. Somebody that's from the charity stripe here. Misses his first. 4 for 5 now. Tavon Smith coming in for Antoine Hinton. Hutcherson and Andrechik on the other side of the court. In the cluster, Aljansic has the second free throw. Looking to split the pair. He'll do just that. 4-point game. Louisville 52, Aiken 48. The last thing Louisville needs is an Aiken 3 ball. But who better take it than Jaden Arnold? From 3! Can't knock it down. Tavon Smith, outside. Antonio Hutcherson, get it. Rebounded again. Still Aiken ball. Turnover. Taken. It's out on Aljansic. He's down, out of bounds. It's Aiken ball. And I literally called it.
Well, it...
Inside, given to Tavon Smith. Jaden Arnold steps back now at the logo. Given over to Tavon Smith. Mid-range jumper taken by Aiken's James Burnett Jr. But it won't fall. Siegfried gets it down the court. Aljansic wants to spot up, won't take it. Gives it over to Siegfried, who gets the ball tipped by James Burnett. Burnett takes it up. He's called on a foul.
Well, that's a good foul by Braden Gross because that was going to lead into a layup for James Burnett Jr. Aiken will inbound. 4:24 to go. Louisville up 52-48.
Louisville 52, Aiken 48. And Burnett Jr. has the inbound. Tavon Smith gives it right back to him after the inbound from Burnett. Burnett looking for an opportunity. Picks up his dribble, gives it over to Antonio Hutcherson Jr. now on the right wing. Burnett gets it back, inside, puts it up. Can't find it off the back of the rim. Gross gets the board. Gross, he's got 7 boards tonight after that one. Aljansic gets it down the half court. Louisville 52, Aiken 48. Gross tries to get past Burnett Jr. And he'll do just that. Mid-range jumper, Marshall. Don't count it. Turnover. Marshall almost gets the steal. Jaden Arnold, tough layup inside. Can't get the M1, but he'll head to the stripe regardless. He's got a chance to put this within a bucket.
Yeah, Adrian Dretchik will get the
and
foul.
After this foul shot, I believe we will go to the media timeout. Oh no, I'm just playing. It's a media timeout right now. Like, after that series of events, I mean, I can't give you any other explanation other than Aiken was just on fire. From beyond the arc, from inside, they just kept getting looks. And that has been the difference maker here in the second half.
Well, yeah, you're right. It was their three-point shooting. Started out by that one shot by Jaden Arnold. And their defense was able to force a couple of turnovers that led to points. I mean, they started the quarter with 3 straight threes. 9 points already. And just like that, Louisville's lead started to disappear. But Louisville has had a response every time Aiken is converted.
Yeah, without a doubt. Back to Brueck's breakdown. What I said the game would come down to before the game even started. If Louisville controls the tempo, gets Gross going early, and limits turnovers, they'll force Aiken into a half-court game that doesn't suit their play style. That's exactly what the Leopards did in that first half. But then, Aiken were able to speed things up going into the third quarter. One of the best third-quarter teams in the state were able to get it done inside and outside in the third quarter. They forced turnovers, got out in transition, and they made Louisville uncomfortable, which is huge. And the first quarter should have been able to tell us everything that we were going to see in this game. But so far, that first quarter has not been incredibly telling. Louisville was able to get out to that lead, but Aiken have fought back. They've clawed against the Leopards. I mean, Aiken fighting through the jungle.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, you know, they've had a response for every Aiken basket. Thought you might see them try to gain some separation a little bit. On one of the rare times, Aiken did not convert, but Louisville could not convert. 52-48 with 3:44 to go in a state championship game. Wow.
Louisville 52, Aiken 48. 3 minutes 44 seconds to go as we take this media timeout. Looks like everybody is back on the court at this point. I will say the score one more time. It's currently Louisville 52, Aiken 48. To the 63 plus of you watching at home, welcome to the Letter Live. My name is Aiden Brueck. I'm joined with Mike Popovich, legendary sports reporter from the Canton Repository USA Today Network. And we're just here for a good time.
Well, yeah. Yeah, and we've had a good time. This has been great today, great all season.
Aikens, Jaden Arnold makes his first. Arnold cuts it down to a three-point game. He's got an opportunity to make it just a bucket with this next foul shot. 3 minutes, 44 seconds to go. Louisville's got 3 personals. Aiken's got 1. His second foul shot is no good. It's still a three-point game. And Dretchik gets it over to Bo Siegfried. Braden Gross is right in front of me. Go to him. Bo Siegfried hands it off to Braden Gross, and Braden Gross over to that right side that he's been eyeing up all night. A lot of eyeing up. Braden Gross gets over to Bo Siegfried. Bo Siegfried looking to call a play. Let it play out. He finds a lane. Tough layup. Puts it up and in. Bo Siegfried. He's got 13 points on the night.
Gutsy drive inside by him.
Antonio Hutcherson Jr. gets it over to Burnett. Burnett puts up a tough one. Won't fall. Gross tries to get the board. Giving back to Barnold. And it's going Aiken's way after Marshall had a hand on it.
Yeah, Aston Marshall with the foul. Now the 14th foul on Louisville, so Aiken will be shooting free throws at the next Louisville foul.
The easy layup taken by Tavon Smith is no good, and Aljancic has a hand on it. It's going Louisville's way after Aljancic was able to hold on to it from the jump ball. Hitting the weight room. Timeout taken by Louisville to get themselves back in shape. Louisville 54, Aiken 49.
But Louisville was able to get the timeout and still save the possession. The possession arrow will still be going their way. You know, Aiken made this big comeback, but Louisville has stemmed the tide since that comeback. Yeah, it's still anybody's game, but it was anybody's game for about a quarter right now, since probably the midway point of the third quarter. And now Louisville finds itself up by 5 with 2:49 to go.
Louisville 54, Aiken 49. And the stats are speaking for themselves. Aljancic, he's got 19. Gross, he's got only 5. Siegfried's got 13. I mean, this Louisville team is spreading out the scoring pretty well, and Dretchik, he's got 11. I mean, if Louisville can continue to spread out the scoring, they should be fine, hypothetically. But we all know, like, the San Diego Chargers, undefeated in hypothetical situations. Justin Herbert is not a top 15. Louisville 54, Aiken 49. Welcome back to the Letter Live. Louisville, Leopard Nation on their feet as Aljancic takes the inbound for Louisville. They'll double team Siegfried for the inbound, and Aljancic gets it over to Andrechik on that left side. Andrechik back to Aljancic. That's a mouthful. Back to Andrechik. Sending it down the court at Siegfried. Going inside to Marshall. Marshall tries to put one over to Aljancic. Aljancic puts one up and in, but it's no go. The foul is called on Jaden Arnold.
That's only the second team foul on Arnold, or second team foul on Aiken, and the second foul on Arnold.
Siegfried rainbows it over to Aljancic, who gives it right back after Siegfried backpedaled inside. Siegfried goes outside, gives it over to Gross. Gross looking for a man. Gets it over to Andrechik now on the right wing. Inside over to Aljancic. Aljancic looks to do it himself, but Siegfried has an easy layup, can't find it. Marshall makes a clutch play to receive the inbound, as he dives for it past the media table on press row and throws it off the stomach of an Aiken player.
Well, I felt like rising above my seat if Siegfried converted that layup. Reverse layup.
Siegfried almost turns it over, but Aljancic takes it in. Siegfried goes inside, kicks it out. Marshall from that stripe. Right side, steps back, picks up his dribble over to Aljancic now from the logo. Fires over to the corner. Andrechik now from the right. Takes it inside, fakes one, fakes two, puts it in! Avery Andrechik finds his moment. 13 points on the night for Louisville from Andrechik. 7-point lead. 3-ball fake by Burnett. Burnett dishes inside. Put up. Blocked by Andrechik. Andrechik having one heck of a game. Finding his mojo back. Marshall inside. Slowing it down now. Aljancic looks to go inside. Andrechik, he's got a three. Can't get it. Rebounded by Gross. Inside. Puts it in. No timeout taken by Aiken. Louisville figure was taken from the stratosphere.
Well, it had been a while since Braden Gross scored. Big basket down there a few minutes ago. But what a last couple of games Avery Andrechik's had. 13 points today in 18 minutes off the bench. 3 threes. And it looks like this is the 5 that Tom Siegfried's going to ride the rest of this game with. Bo Siegfried, Braden Gross this game with. Bo Siegfried, Braden Gross, Tate Aljancic, Ashton Marshall, and Avery Andrechik. And we can't say enough about the type of start Tate Aljancic had in this game. And he's up to 19 points, still leading the Leopards. And his team still has 1:11 to go to ride this out.
Apologies for the connection issues that we're facing currently. Looks like we're back momentarily. Ball's inbounded to Siegfried now. He'll barrel it down to Marshall. Marshall takes it in. Fouled by Tavon Smith.
There'll be a third foul on Aiken, so Louisville will have to inbound. 1:05 to go.
Inside, Marshall, it's good. Burnett takes it down the court for Aiken. Puts it up, it's good. 6-point game.
Another big basket by Ashton Marshall. We kind of wondered at the end of the third quarter, after that avalanche by Aiken, that basket Marshall hit at the end of the third quarter, how big that would be. Now he hits another one to give his team a 6-point lead. 53.8 seconds to go. Louisville eventually is going to be in a position where they're going to have to start hitting foul shots. They're 6 of 10 from the line today.
Like I said, guys, apologies for the technical difficulties, but we are officially back running. On a little bit of a wire. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dayton. It's Aljancic ball. Gives it over to Louisville. Turnover. Aiken ball. Aiken puts it up. Jay Arnold puts it up. It's a tough lay. 4-point game. 46 seconds to go. Aljancic with the inbound. Gives it over to Gross. Gross loses it. but he's fouled. Los is fouled. Unfortunate call for Aiken, but that's the right call to make.
Yeah, Aiken wanted the steal there. The foul's going to go on Tavon Smith. That'll be Aiken's 4th foul. 38.4 seconds to go. Louisville inbounds.
Aljancic has to inbound it over to Andrechik, but he's fouled. Aiken playing the foul game. Andrechik gonna go to the line.
Well, Aiken wanted to send Louisville to the line as quick as they can. Try to stretch this game out as much as possible. It'll be the first trip to the line for Andrechik today. He'll be shooting 2. And his first one is good.
It's a 5-point game now. Louisville 61, Aiken 56.
Boy, these are moments where the little things like free throws are big.
Andrechik, second free throw is no good. Aiken takes it down. James Burnett Jr. keeping it for himself. Hands it over. Antonio Hutcherson can't get the 3, but Antoine Hinton puts it up and in for an and 1. He's got a chance to put this game within 2. And just as fast as the momentum shifts for Louisville, it crawls its way back out the water spout.
It's never easy. It's never easy. And here comes Hinton to the free throw line to try to get Aiken to within 2.
Hinton plays for the miss. Oh, it goes in! Oh, it goes in! Hit the backside of the rim. It looked like it wasn't good. 25.5 seconds to go. Louisville 61, Aiken 59. Siegfried's got to get it down. Foul. Again, Jaden Arnold. Gonna hand it over to Siegfried now at the stripe, fouling the best shooter on this Louisville team.
Well, Louisville's going to have to win this state championship at the free throw line. How relaxed is Bo Siegfried, though? A few minutes ago, he was down here smiling, I think, to Sam Berkwood. He's so relaxed. He's got to be relaxed when he shoots these free throws here. And his first one's off the back of the rim, no good.
And Siegfried trying to put it on ice with 22.9 seconds to go. Can't get it done. Siegfried's second. He's about to go up. Antonio Hutcherson out for Aiken. Siegfried at the line. The second. It's good. 3-point game now with 22 seconds to go. Jaden Arnold gonna take the shot for Aiken. Arnold crosses up to his right. Guarded by Marshall. Marshall, the best defender on Louisville. Ball taken. Tavon Smith, 3. No good. Inside. 3 ball. Antoine Hinton gets the and 1. Antoine Hinton gets the and 1.
Boy, Louisville gets the miss, but Aiken gets the rebound. Hinton gets the basket, draws the foul. Now he can tie the game with 8.1 seconds left. Louisville's going to take a timeout here.
Hello, everybody. If you're just joining us, welcome to We're Live here from Dayton. Stick with us. We know we have a couple of technical difficulties going on right now with a couple of lag spikes, but trust us, that's behind us. Louisville 62, Aiken 61, with 8.1 seconds to go in the state championship game. Could it get any more poetic?
So what's the message in the huddle right now? First of all, you have to box out on this free throw right here. You can't allow Aiken on a miss to get an offensive rebound and have a chance to win it. You got to box out. Now, what are they going to do down here? Louisville, 1 timeout left. Make or miss, or make. I bet they don't use it. I bet they have something in mind where they're just going to take it down court and try to win the game right there.
Aljancic, Gross, Marshall, Andrechik, and Siegfried. All the men on the floor for Louisville. Phones are up. As Hinton has a foul shot to tie things up with 8.1 seconds to go. Takes some time to gather himself, puts it up. It's no good, but Hinton gets the board. Gross wrestles with it for his life. Jump ball. And it's going Louisville's way. Hinton missed the free throw. He's still down on the floor. Out of exhaustion. Louisville, 4.1 seconds away, maybe a couple of foul shots away from their first state championship in school history. Timeout taken. They can take a full timeout with 4.1 seconds to go, and Hinton, who had hit 2 free throws earlier here in the fourth quarter, now misses the most crucial free throw he's had in his life.
And my goodness, boy, what a tussle down there. And Braden Gross able to force the jump ball. How big was that timeout that Louisville took? They were able to maintain possession, and that was key down here. Now Louisville has to get the ball inbound. They'll get fouled. They have to hit free throws.
My Apple Watch is telling me to breathe. That says it all. 4.1 seconds to go. Welcome all to the Letter Live. I'm Aiden Brueck. This is Mike Popovich.
What more can you say?
Louisville 61, Aiken 6. Oh, I said the wrong score. Louisville 62, Aiken 61. And Aljancic can have the inbound for Louisville. Aljancic from Malone double commit. Leopard Nation on their feet. Aljancic wants to chuck it down. Hands it over to Marshall. Marshall fouled. Marshall, notorious for shooting 50% from free throws on the season. Has the most important free throws of his playing career. Needs 2 of these to make it a 3-point game once again. Antonio Hutchinson Jr. on the other side for Aiken. He's down on the other side of the court. Aljancic will stay with him. Siegfried playing at half court as Marshall makes his first.
Hits it here. The worst thing that can happen is Aiken could tie. One timeout left for Aiken.
3.3 seconds to go. Marshall's got his second. Will he split it? Will he make it a 3-point game? He misses his second. Boarded by Gross. Jump ball. Aiken gets the jump ball. It's a 2-point game with 1.9 seconds to go. Timeout taken by Aiken. We'll see what they draw up.
Well, this is the final timeout for Aiken. So they're going to inbound the ball. Bleed down on the baseline. So they're going to have to go the full length of the court. And of course, nothing's guaranteed because we've seen some unbelievable shots hit during our run of basketball broadcasts together.
I look like I've seen a ghost. Folks, it's Louisville 63, Aiken 61. 1.9 seconds to go here in the fourth. They changed the clock to give them 0.8 seconds back. It's Aiken's ball, and it's for this Division III state championship. Aiken comes out of the full timeout, probably going to get this ball to Jaden Arnold. Arnold currently 39% from the three-point line. Will Aiken go for the win, or will they go for the tie? That's the real question, Mike. What would you do?
Well, they're going to be inbounding the ball on the baseline, so they're going to have to throw a baseball pass to somebody to get open, and somebody might get open to shoot a three. Let's see what happens.
They've got Justin Hawkins unmarked. Gross is behind him. Hawkins is right underneath the hoop. Gross doesn't see him. Ball's inbounded to James Burnett. He'll launch one down. No good. Louisville have won the Division III state championship. And Louisville, for the first time in school history, are a city of champions. The Leopards welcome in to the jungle. Louisville 60. I don't even remember the final score, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter. Louisville won. They're going to cut down the nets, and this has been the Letter Live. Oh my goodness, Mike. Louisville just won a state championship.
The dream has come true for Louisville. What they have been shooting for many years. Tom Siegfried, Bo Siegfried, Braden Gross, Ashton Marshall, Tate Aljancic, that great senior class, they're state champions. I couldn't be happier for them. They deserve it. They had to sweat out a great run by this Aiken team, and they earned what they're about to receive momentarily.
And an all-senior rotation leave Louisville champions with nothing else to lose. And this has been the Letter Live's coverage of the Louisville Leopards 2024-2025 basketball season. Thank you all for staying with us. To the hundreds of those who watched at home, I am Aiden Brueck. This is Mike Popovich. Have a great night, and we'll see you later tonight. Thank you.